Hey, everybody. We have some news. Let's let a few people get in here. Will you go to my channel and watch it and make sure it's not buffering?
Yeah, I just got the notification.
Did you? Okay. Here we go. I hate bullies. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we have some news. We do have some news. Bohika, what's going on? No buffer here, David and Cap. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. This is going to be a video to definitely like and share and sub. Please, if you're not a sub to my channel. This is a big damn deal today. This is kind of a game changer. So, yeah. Fort Silver, here we go. Bokomo. Okay, great. I have a mod in here. Fantastic. So we got to give you a little bit of context as to why we're here. It's not going to be long context, but this is Mr. Luis Johnson. For those of you that do not know who this fine, upstanding freedom fighter citizen is in the city of Inglewood and the greater state of Colorado on the Second Amendment. I am just super honored to be able to support him today. This has been a long day coming for what a lot of us have kind of hidden from here in Colorado, with all of the liberals taking over the legislature with this fear for guns. And it's been about 12 years since we've had any kind of rally around the Second Amendment here in Colorado. And so, yeah, I guess it's just the two of us here today rallying around the Second Amendment because Inglewood decided to charge Luis with disorderly conduct. There's a section of that statute that reads to the regard of intent to alarm because he carried a gun. It's a misdemeanor, but of course Inglewood and their deep desire to hate this young man, it took them 11 months to go drum up this disorderly conduct charge on him when they decided that they didn't like the guy because they kept trying to hem him up and he kept kicking their ass here at the Arapahoe County Justice Center, getting cases dismissed, winning cases at trial, and now he's won another one.
And what's a little confusing, or what's interesting to me, is that this took about 11 months for them to initiate charges. But that only happened 11 days after I pleaded not guilty in 3 other cases.
Boom.
So, what are the odds?
So, again, the verdict is
Not guilty. Of course.
boom, by a jury of 6 today. So, yeah, I mean, this just took up 2 days of time. Taxpayer time and dime. Bunch of jurors, 25 to begin with, which during voir dire, we got the storytelling, you guys. It's always fun when you go to trial. My favorite part of this whole entire trial was, besides the fact we felt fairly confident he was going to win. I wasn't sick to my stomach over this one like I was with Josh's when Josh went straight to jail last time I was here, based on what Inglewood did to him for helping fix a heater in a woman's car in a park, and he didn't have his papers. And so Inglewood essentially ended his life. Yeah. Not physically, but he's sitting around the corner here in the jail. So, but anyway, my favorite part of this trial was the juror that made it to the box. Yeah. The 12 jurors that made it to the box, and the one guy that said, when the judge asked him some questions, sitting in the back top row, yeah, so I worked for the post office, and yeah, I've been on 3 trials before. Oh, and I'm currently sick with C. diff right now, and I'm contagious.
Immediately, as soon as you said that, everyone next to him just moved. It was like a wave.
So this guy really showed up for jury duty. and announced to the entire courtroom that he had C. diff. If you guys don't know what C. diff is, I'm just going to be real forward with you. It is a highly contagious diarrhea virus, and it's mostly found in gyms, in workout gyms, and places that aren't sanitary, and it's spread through sweat. I mean, it's highly contagious. So yeah, this guy comes to court and announces to this whole courtroom that he's got C. diff. Everybody panics. The judge immediately says, okay, well, if you're contagious, you could go ahead and dismiss yourself right now. So the guy gets up and leaves. And then a woman in front, she's like, I don't know, she was a nurse or something. And she's like, can we get that disinfected back there? So the clerk runs around with the bottle of disinfectant. She starts spraying disinfectant in everybody's hands. It was total chaos in that courtroom. And then they were going to wipe his chair down. What'd they do? Get the Clorox wipes out?
Clorox wipes, and we ended up changing courtrooms after that.
Yeah, they changed courtrooms so they could disinfect the whole courtroom, which they probably should have disinfected anywhere the guy was in the entire courthouse. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, that was my favorite part of the trial. What was your favorite part besides not guilty?
I think my favorite part of the trial was the whole entire trial. It's very interesting to see how they try to prosecute somebody that's literally just being an American.
Yeah.
I just exercised my Second Amendment right, my First Amendment right, exercising physically, and they try to prosecute me because I think they just don't like me.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know, if it was somebody else, maybe not, maybe, I don't know, but I have a problem with them doing this to anybody. And this is why I fought this, because I plan on open carrying a lot more, and I want to go ahead and set the precedent that this is what we can do as Americans. So for the 6 jury members that were there, I think they learned a very valuable lesson today, and that's that open carry is legal, and it shouldn't be.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, just like your rights, like muscles, if you don't use them, you lose them.
Yep.
So exercise your rights as much as you can.
Yeah. Amen to that. So we had 2 cops testify for Inglewood. I cannot figure out for the life of me why they sent these 2 cops to testify in this case. For those of you that watched my live stream the other day, Walker Blattner was the one that testified today, and it turns out that Walker, for those of you that watched that live stream the other day, he's quite the order follower, as we heard him say. He's just really gung-ho to please his keepers. So it turns out, though, that Walker ended up being a great big liar. And there was some controversy with him because the defense team filed a Rule 16 motion for leaving out discovery, and then they filed a motion to dismiss based on Walker Blattner not activating his body cam. So it was ruled yesterday, I'll flip this on me. It was ruled yesterday by the judge that that Officer Blattner had broken the law and that his testimony would be inadmissible. Well, then the judge changed his tune this morning, and he allowed his testimony because there was some verbiage in the Law Enforcement Integrity Act on when he's supposed to activate his body cam. And the question was an in-person interview. Well, he interviewed witnesses on the phone, and he didn't record any of those conversations. And all of that was submitted as evidence. This is a little dirty habit that Inglewood has. They did it in my case as well. My case that got dismissed, and the 2 cops that I'm suing. Jean Mulder, she did the same thing. She put in her report that she went ahead and talked to that dumb security guard Damien Elligan, remember that whole thing? She talked to him on the phone and got his statement, except she didn't have any written statement from him. She didn't have any recording for the evidence, none of it. And so, of course, we never got to trial. My attorney put the kibosh on everything with them. But in this particular case, this one went to trial with the same type of tactic of interviewing these witnesses and there not being any record of it. Interviewing, also known as coaching witnesses, right? Well, the judge told both teams this morning that he was going to allow his testimony and that if it got brought up that he interviewed the witnesses and there was no record of it, then it was going to have to be reviewed. And the judge allowed the defense extra time for cross-examination. Well, it worked out. It worked out to his benefit. Know this about England. They're working every possible thing against you. Living in what we're living in. So you don't need to see my face. Yeah, this wind just picked up really bad. So anyway, yeah, Walker Blacker was on the stand. He walked in there with his sunglasses plastered to the back of his head, like just a total punk. Looks like he has a bunch of anime tattoos for a sleeve. Totally unprofessional, not confident.
The littlest pea shooter. Like he had the littlest.
What was he carrying? Was he on duty?
It had to be like a Springfield Hellcat or something. Maybe it was tiny. It was probably like it's tiny. Such a big dude for a tiny guy.
For being so alarmed. Maybe he was afraid of the size of your gun because he doesn't have a gun that big.
And I think that's really what it was here.
Is the wind too bad to do this stream out here? Is there too much wind in the microphone? Okay. We gotta go find somewhere to hide. Let's go in between the building over here.
But yeah, I think the problem is not that, you know, I was carrying a firearm. I think it was mainly because it was a rifle. And there's been somebody else in England that was charged with disorderly conduct for walking down the street with a pistol. So I think they would have charged me either way. But, you know, I just think that in their heads they think a rifle is unacceptable, but a pistol is maybe, depending on how you do it. But at the end of the day, we have the right to keep and bear arms. Doesn't matter what arms that is. It doesn't matter if it's a 20-pound, 50 cal.
Oh yeah. Show us how you were carrying. This was a topic of conversation for what, a good hour or so, about how he was carrying that gun. They tried to make that an issue, and then at the end of all the arguments, it never was an issue because all they did was keep explaining. That is a Sheridan cop. Ew. Look at the size of that little wiener. That's a Sheridan cop. So, anyway, back to this. Sorry.
You know, it's sad that they act like this. Especially one of the witnesses, the 911 caller, was a veteran. It's extremely disappointing. He's seen combat, he's served, and you know, for somebody to basically put their life on the line so that we can have our rights here in this free country, and hate the fact that somebody exercised the same right that they fought for is more than disappointing. I don't think there's words for that.
Yeah, who cares how he was carrying it? Except he was carrying it the safest way possible to carry a rifle. And it's not an assault rifle. Quit calling a rifle an assault rifle. Rifles don't assault. But people want to know if you've got your guns back or gun.
So I just got out of court, still on the property. By the time I get home, I will have a couple guns in. So,
Because you no longer have the mandatory protection order that they put on you on this case. The judge vacated it only today. How long have you had to forfeit your Second Amendment rights?
ever since my first appearance.
Which was
I can't
what
remember.
month?
In September, like 9 months ago.
9 months ago?
No, I don't think it was that long. It was more recent, maybe 3, 4. No,
Well, because say this was warrant number 1, right?
there's been so many. I have no idea.
Yeah, he's got another. Yeah, Inglewood they're just throwing shit to the wall.
February.
Since February? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it does sound.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah.
One day being told that you're stripped of your rights is one day too long. So yeah, Irish Rover, let freedom ring. Boom, boom, boom.
They're not even supposed to apply that box to restrict you of having your Second Amendment right unless it's an act of domestic violence or other types of acts that they defined in that statute, I guess. So basically, the mandatory protection order that stripped me of my Second Amendment rights was not only illegal, it was unconstitutional, and it was falsely made into effect. So
Yep.
that should have never happened to me.
And I do think he plans on suing. I hope he does.
I mean, if Chief Jackson gets on his knees and he's like, "Please, sir, please, just don't do it, please," then I'll consider it.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, well, if he gets on his knees and stays on his knees, but he can't get up. Let's go on the other side. This wind is just still whipping into my phone. Yeah, Chief Jackson. Yeah, nothing has changed since that guy has shown up. In fact, Luis and I were just talking about that. We think it's gotten worse. Chief Jackson is just more of the same. Is it worse? Damn it. What if we stand right here? Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
I think we're out of the wind now. He's an FBI dropout. That's what Cameron Watson says. Never bow to the government.
So at this point, within less than 365 days, I've had, I can't remember, maybe 5 charges now. I beat 4. Now I'm on the last one, which is harassment for following an officer in public.
I mean, if you don't laugh a little bit, it drives you insane. However, you want to talk about a colossal waste of time. And just the deprivation of rights. I don't know. Inglewood doesn't care. I mean, they don't care how much they're going to get sued this year. It's obvious. So, but back to how you were carrying that gun. That assault rifle.
The scary black one?
The non-assault rifle. Bye, Cameron. Thanks for being in here. I appreciate the additional insight.
Yeah, so basically, I think the safest way to carry, but not really carry a firearm, is to carry it in a case, which would be the absolute, I mean, maybe safest way, but to carry it while still being functional, the safest way to carry, I think, is to have it slung, pointing towards the ground. That's how I was carrying it, just like how everyone else would carry an AR-15.
And they were trying to change the narrative little by little to try to convince the jury that you had it on the ready. Remember all Blattner's commentary? And the prosecution wanted him to go into detail and made him get out of the box when he was testifying to show the jury what at the ready would look like and how you would just have to quick pull it up. And Blattner's talking about only seeing people like that in combat zones. What the hell? What? He was coached. The dude was coached.
I mean, I feel like we are in a combat zone. The government's going after us for our rights. That's war, if you ask me. absolutely war. It's tyranny. So.
And these stupid cops swear an oath to protect us, and they think that their job is just to protect government. And that's the whole point of being an order follower. And that's where I got Blattner the other day. I mean, he flat out admitted it. He flat out admitted, I just want to go where I'm told to go. And what were some other highlights of things they were trying to make issue of that were non-issues?
I think, you know, they were digging into what I was wearing, and they said that, oh, it's not normal for somebody to wear these type of things. You know, they don't personally know me, but I'll wear camo pants and that type of stuff on a regular day. I'll be in King Supers on a random Friday wearing that stuff. I like to train in it. I like to wear the same type of pants, you know. I got a couple pants on rotation. I like rugged stuff. I carry every day, so just having regular clothes is better. They don't wear as fast.
Right.
You know, the things that I do and what I do for work, it's good to have extra pockets. So,
and if Inglewood were smart, Luis and I were talking about this too. They are so stupid. If any of them had an ounce of intelligence in that department, they would have been working to befriend him. They would have been working to make him become a cop. All of this could have gone a lot differently, but the bottom line is they want him to know that they are the kings and he is the peasant, and he will listen to them. And they are the only ones that get to carry the assault rifles. That's what they want him to know, because they are flat out 100% physically afraid of this young patriot. That's the bottom line. Bokomo says, no, you're way too smart to be a cop. Which, I mean, we all know that. However, I guess that lends to why they're too stupid to try to have good people on their side. They don't want that.
Even if it wasn't like for an employment position, it could just be, okay, we understand you want to do this, we get calls, let's have a meeting, let's see how we can, help you do this, or I guess organize this, and just make it, I guess, put their minds at ease, and just, I guess, know kind of what's going on. It's easier to ask me directly versus just doing all this.
Yeah, I mean, this is just over the top. 11 months later, they wrote a warrant for him for disorderly conduct. This is all that dumb bitch Tamara Niles, the city attorney. I mean, she's a piece of work. And the cops are so stupid, and they just keep listening to her, and they just keep getting made fools of. But I don't know. Whatever. I'm looking forward to going and doing some cop watching with you.
I can in Inglewood, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Yeah, tell us why you cannot exercise your First Amendment right when it was your First and Second Amendment right, not just your First Amendment right. Why is that?
So it's very similar to my disorderly conduct case. I exercised my Second Amendment right, and they took my Second Amendment right. For this one, I exercised my First Amendment right to record police officers and, do my own citizen investigation to seek transparency in the department and see what's going on in the city and where the taxpayer dollars are getting spent. And they took my First Amendment right away, basically.
That video's on your channel. If anybody wants to go see it, you can go. It's your last live. Was it your last live?
Just the video.
It's just the video where he's just recording the actions of the police.
Driving stupid.
Yeah. The police driving stupid, him documenting it. And they turned around and wrote a warrant. That took them, 2 weeks?
Oh, 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. He had another warrant. That one was for harassment. Yeah, harassment. So there's a protection order that states you can't what?
It's the basic.
You can't go anywhere where the officer. Let me just talk about this because I can, because it's public record. So he can't go anywhere where this pussy ass cop might be, because they're gonna violate him on the protection order. So
the firearm that was taken from me in my obstruction case with Laura Torres is currently at the Inglewood Police Department, and I haven't been able to get that back because when I beat that obstruction, or when they dismissed it, I couldn't get it back because I also had the disorderly conduct MPO, which takes my Second Amendment rights away, and I can't possess or control firearms, ammunition, or even weapons. So I can't even carry a knife. So that's at the Inglewood Police Department, and I can't currently go retrieve it because I'm not allowed to be anywhere where that officer is known to be.
yeah. So what do you think about that? They're working really super hard to strip him of his rights. So if he violates those and they file, he'll go to jail. I don't know. It's deep. Let's do the top fans thing real quick. Bohica's number 1. Cameron Watson was number 2. Irish Rover was number 3. Katie Kidman, number 4. Bokomo's number 5. And at number 22, we have Steve-O. I think this is funny. I like this top fans thing. Yeah. So, at any rate, he won. He was found not guilty. There was a jury with a brain. It's unfortunate it took him 2 hours. That was about 2 hours, huh? To reach a verdict.
I think it was like 12:10 is when they started, so it probably took about a little over 2 hours, yeah. 12:10 is when they started.
So he's got a ride coming to pick him up. He showed up to court in his ride, and he's gonna go home in his ride. We're waiting for his ride.
Stay tuned for the video that's about to drop here soon.
Yeah. So you're putting this whole story together on your channel.
As best as I can, yeah.
It's so deep because it's hard to keep up with all the cases they've drummed up on him. We need his channel link in here. TRCU, the real constitutional upholder.
You know, people always ask me, why did I create that name? And it just came to me one day when I made that channel. I made that channel a couple of years ago, but I just thought about it. Ultimately, who is responsible for upholding the Constitution? It's not the government. It's not the police. It's not your friend. It's not, well, it could be your friend. It's not any government agency. It is ultimately the people's responsibility.
Bingo.
So that's why I call my channel The Real Constitutional Upholders. And I'm not saying that I am the only real constitutional upholder. I'm just saying that the real constitutional upholders is we the people.
See why we like this guy? See why we're going to keep him around? We're going to support him. We got to support each other. It's a lonely world out here. Oh, thank you, Bokomo. Yeah, there's his link. Please go check out his videos. You can get caught up on the story of mostly what Inglewood has done to him through my lens. So does that officer have to wear a GPS monitor so you'll know where you have to stay away from?
And that's the weirdest thing about it, is because what if I'm just somewhere? You know? What if I'm just in the city of Inglewood? And
Yep.
all of a sudden there's, you know, anytime I see cops in Inglewood now, I have to avoid it because I don't know if that officer is there. So, I mean, I have
That's
to basically
stupid.
run from them.
That's stupid. I don't know how much credence you should give that, especially at this point. I mean, they cannot keep doing this same thing over and over and over. It's not working. But the problem is the DA's office should be prosecuting them. And I don't know if my followers know this, but my attorney and myself, we sat down, we went to the DA's office. And the reason we went to the DA's office is because Ed Disner, the sergeant of internal affairs over there at Inglewood, threatened to sue him because people called the Inglewood PD because of his videos, I guess. Doesn't matter. Luis didn't do it. He didn't tell people to do it. Doesn't matter if he told people to do it. People are responsible for their own actions. Hence what they've done to Hendry But here in Colorado, that's just not going to fly. So that's why I just think that, I mean, you're going to have to draw the line in the sand, because if they're not going to stop, they're not going to stop. Are you going to continue to avoid recording those cops because you're afraid to go to jail?
Well,
I don't know.
I'm not afraid of anything. I only fear God. But, I have respect for the courts, and the mandatory protection order it's in effect, and I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't like to violate the law, as you can tell with all the cases that I beat or got dismissed. And it sucks, but I'm trying my best. So
Yeah. I think there's an age difference here between how I really have lost all respect for this just us system. This to me is just a bunch of clowns in robes that got appointed by their friends. And we don't ever not reelect judges in the state of Colorado because people are stupid, and people that vote blindly who shouldn't be voting at all. I would rather people not vote if they don't know what the hell they're doing. I'd rather they just throw their ballot in the trash.
I've never voted.
Why? If you respect this system is based on voting, young man.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I respect the system with how it is currently, but just I feel like I'm more forced to respect the court's system right now because, with how it is, if I violate that, they're going to put me in jail. So what good is it if I can't do it?
I don't disagree with that. I don't want anybody sitting in jail, especially with what Inglewood had done to Josh, which for those of you, that have been with my channel for a while, it's been a brutal, bloody mess with Josh in jail over here. I can't even begin to tell you what is going on in that jail with him, because Josh, he doesn't give a shit, and he gives meaning to the term "I don't give a shit." And if those guards try to challenge him, he one-ups them on the challenge. And I keep explaining to him, "You're not going to win. You're not going to win." And they keep throwing him in the hole. They keep throwing him in the hole. I don't want that. I don't like that. But I guess I'm at a point where I've reached resolve in, that's the jail. I don't know, Josh, I just would like you to get out of there a sane man. But Inglewood royally fucked him over bad. Austin Morrison got up on that stand and lied through his teeth. And the jury bought it. They bought every bit of it. No body cam footage, no evidence that Josh ever touched that pussy-ass cop who was wailing on Josh. Got up on the stand. The prosecution said, "Did he punch you in the face?" "Yes." "Did it hurt?" "Yes." "On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain did you feel?" "Oh, it was like a 7. Yeah. So, he's in the hole. Well, he just got out of the hole, I think, here. The system is the problem. Thank you, Irish Rover. So is this wind.
Honestly, the system. I think that the system is a problem, but I'm less disappointed in the system, and I'm more disappointed in the people.
The people.
Because we've allowed it to get this far.
Yeah, thank you.
It's ridiculous, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very sad. It's very sad. I would rather live free or die.
And you're young. You're really young compared to the rest of us oldies that have been at this for a while. So what do you think that means for your future? Look at people. What's going to change?
I think that I've started a small change
Agreed.
The 6 people that were there on the jury today have received some information, relating to the Second Amendment and just the fact that we do have rights and they do exist and they do matter. So, just like a seed, it grows. And I feel like that's going to resonate inside of those people's heads for a little bit. And that could possibly make the smallest change, but it's worth it. All of this is worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love hearing that. Luis, you're very well spoken. I think a lot of people have some admiration and respect for that. I certainly do. And I know I've told you thank you many times for what you're doing, because it's refreshing, because you're doing things my damn kids won't even do. And you're younger than my kids. I think my kids have been sucked up by the system too. And that scares the hell out of me, because they've all got a crop of kids too. Yeah, he is, Katie, isn't he? Do you know Katie Kidman in California? Her YouTube channel? Yeah, she's a trip. Katie Kidman. So she's been covering the LA riots. Yeah, and she's in her 70s. So it's like we have all this generational stuff here. You in your early 20s, I'm midlife in a crisis. Then we got Katie. She gives no shits, man. She goes out there and she's standing in the middle of all that violence. She got shot the other night by LAPD. She got hit in the back with a rubber bullet. They told her to go stand over there, and then frickin' shot her where they told her to go stand. It's like, and she's out there by herself, and I'm going, why? Where are we? Where are we? And all she's doing is trying to exercise her First Amendment right just to document it, while these people are setting the damn streets on fire. I mean, this country is torn. We are perfectly divided. The government has us exactly where we want it, where they want us, and people keep buying into this two-party system. Well, if my guy can get in, everything's going to be better. It's not. Sarah, it's so sad to see some of the things government does and call it legal. Thanks for being in here, Sarah. Yeah, so our next topic we're going to be talking about is Sarah. And her and I...
We should talk about the fact that I don't think any of this would have been possible without you. Because you've coached me almost this whole entire way.
Yeah, but you made the decisions. You know? And you're smart enough. I love it when people listen to me because I've been through it. But it doesn't mean every scenario is going to be the same. And you've proven me wrong in a couple scenarios, and I love it. I think it's great. But I just know how quickly the system will just take you. And that was my biggest fear for you. And you listened. And it's really an honor to be here today, to see it all come to fruition. You had some good defense counsel.
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really did.
Yeah.
And they worked hard on this case. And they
fought everything.
Yeah, they did. And they objected a lot. It was good. And I do wish we could have talked to the jury, but...
Yeah. Last time for my speeding and reckless case, the jury stayed on that one. I just didn't know that I could stay.
Yeah.
But now that I know that, anytime that I'm allowed to, I will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was odd that they pulled the judge off of this case. I don't know how she all of a sudden disappeared for weeks on end here. But they have a retired judge on this case. It's Judge Vance from Jefferson County. He sat in on one of my cases here in Arapahoe County when that judge I had, she was only gone for one thing. But Judge Vance ran this trial. He had Judge Apostoli or whatever her name is. I call her Apostrophe. She's horrible. She's horrible. This Judge Apostoli whatever here in Arapahoe County. And she should be voted out, but everybody votes to retain judges. Yeah, she sucks. She's got it in for him. She don't like him. She's made it clear. She is she's just bias puke on the bench. She's just typical bias puke on the bench. So we're waiting to see this really super cool ride that's going to show up here any minute. We got to check it out. We are allowed to check it out, right?
Of course.
Yeah, right on. And so I was starting to talk a little bit about Sarah, and I want to do that because this is the next thing that I'm going to need help with. We have to put a call to action together on this other thing that Inglewood is doing to this whole family, the O'Neill family, and trying to take Mr. O'Neill's home. Inglewood PD has been so fed up with having to go to that home over the years for, yes, there's been some criminal activity. Is it earth-shattering, end of the world, let's blow up the neighborhood activity? No, it's not. It has to do with an elderly man who lost his wife in 2011, who has raised multiple generations of families in his home. Some of these family members have not made the best decisions. Some of them have been behind the eight ball for various reasons, whether it be health, poor decision-making, whatever. It doesn't matter. This home belongs to this 90-year-old man. And his next of kin is in this chat. She is not that much older than young Louise Johnson here, and I'm going to support Sarah to the umpteenth degree to do the right thing by her grandfather and the rest of her family and what needs to happen. And that is to not let Inglewood steal her grandfather's home. Things are ugly. And again, Tamara Niles, city attorney, behind every bit of it. Some of you will recall that a couple city council meetings ago, Crystal, who is actually Sarah's mother. Sarah is Mr. O'Neill's great-great-granddaughter, but she is also his legally adopted daughter. The dynamics are interesting. They are interesting in that this 90-year-old man has done everything he can to make sure that every member of his family has been taken care of. And what the city is doing to him is one of the sickest things that I've seen in a while. It runs along the lines of being out on the streets and having the government show up with a front end loader or a tractor and picking every single thing a person owns up with that tractor and throwing it in the trash and saying, see you later. Sorry, it's 10 degrees out here. Go die. That is literally what they have done to this family. And it continues. They continue to double down. But for those of you that watched that city council meeting, Crystal was able to get her ID out of the home. Sarah has all her vital documents in that home. She also was told she could get those things, and we were coordinating that. She was coordinating that with the Inglewood PD. It was coming along nicely with Division Chief Chad Reed. And then all of a sudden, when we were supposed to go tomorrow, Sarah gets an email yesterday. That's a paddy wagon. That's got people in it, I'm assuming. I think they're getting ready for all the protests this weekend. I think all of these agencies are plumping up here. They can go make some mass arrests. But anyway, Chad Reed sent an email yesterday and told Sarah that she can't go get her stuff and that it was from legal. Here's the letter we received from legal. And I guess old Tamara T. Niles, T standing for twat, decided that she would go drum up some more state law. I'm having a what she thinks she's doing is legal, which is not. I don't know why they're keeping that dumb bitch around. She has landed them in so many problems and continues to land them in problems. And she's now, what she's doing, she's retaliating because I filed a lawsuit. And she knows I'm involved. It's no secret that I'm helping Sarah. I've been communicating with City Council. So that's the Broncos training facility, if you're wondering. That red crane, isn't this an interesting locale out here? So they're adding on to the Broncos training facility over there. But yeah, we're local. So anyway, yeah, that's what Tamara T. Niles is up to, and it's not good. And it's looking like Leonard's going to lose his home. They got APS, which is adult practice involved, and it doesn't take a lot for them to just show up and strip somebody from their home and plop them in a nursing home, and then call it good. There are definitely some civil rights violations that have occurred. We just need to get it nailed down. But in the meantime, are they going to take his home? So we're keeping tabs on that. We're trying to get some attorney help. We're not having any luck on that. It is a very convoluted case, convoluted and complicated, and to get pro bono help for a 90-year-old man that's hard of hearing and doesn't see well, we're having some problems. So I don't know, I might have to start a fund, the Leonard O'Neill Fund, to fight for his house, but we're still going through some stages of making sure that it's worth the financial fight. And that's what Sarah and I are working on. Sarah is doing a damn good job. She just needs a little bit of help and somebody by her side, and that's going to be me for as long as I can. Sorry, you're just staring at the hair. Maybe now my hair won't. Yikes. Hi. I'm back. I lost my footing. I lost my phone. I lost it all. Okay, I guess, yeah, you can see my face now. Yeah, you're very welcome, Sarah. I'm glad to do it as long as I can. Hi, Dee. How are you? Sorry about the wind. What do I need to repeat? What got lost in the wind? Yeah, Katie, Lord Jesus, come soon. Start flying the appeal to heaven flag. I know. I don't know what to say. I mean, this stuff with what they're doing to this 90-year-old man, it really frosts the cake. And because of what they've done, Crystal's homeless. She's still back out on the streets. Sarah is was on the verge of homelessness. Thank goodness she's got herself in a fairly secure situation. Housing is not a secure thing here, folks. It's just not. And sweet Leonard is just sitting in a nursing home. Sarah and I go and see him. We'll go and see him. One of us is going to go see him tomorrow. Whether it's just me or both of us. But we can take some solace in that he's being treated good in that nursing home. And it was kind of cute. Sarah and I came to the conclusion that based on our observations last time, it looks like he's making friends. So that's always a positive. He likes to sit out in the sun. He's a sweet man, and he's a smart man. And he is very alive and well. Well, how far away is this ride?
You know, I don't honestly know.
Do you want me to give you a ride?
No, he should be here. But it's kind of hard to coordinate that stuff when you're in court, and then
Right.
you don't really know what time you're gonna be let out. So
Be set free
yeah,
from the just us system.
something like that. So unfortunately, I'm not rich enough to have a driver just sit out here. So,
Your day's coming.
yeah.
Your day's coming. Maybe we'll have some combined class action lawsuit, and we'll just own the city of Inglewood. The shit they're doing is off the rails, you guys. 2025 is going to be a historic year of lawsuits for the city of Inglewood. It's going to be rough. Yeah.
What is that? Is that
They're animal control. I saw them
control?
pull in. I think that's like Mountain View. Denver sheriff's over here picking up or dropping off.
I see Inglewood cops here every time I come to court. They're
Uh-huh.
always doing something.
Taking somebody to jail.
I don't see any cop cars more than Inglewood here.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I'd like to see a cop about now.
I think we should go interview one. Not in Inglewood though. In a different city, because I'm allowed to be in every city, but I'm banned from Inglewood, basically.
Bullshit.
So,
We're going cop watching tonight. We're gonna go catch them in their dirty deeds again. Fine. If I have to do it myself, I will.
I like that last time that we talked to that one cop that was moving his firearm from his truck into his patrol.
Oh, in Lakewood.
Yeah.
In Lakewood. Yeah, we ran some errands one day and ended up over in Lakewood, Colorado. Their cops are, I don't know, I guess a tad bit more educated. You got to have a 4-year degree over there. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've got common sense. But Lakewood, typically, they don't have super rogue cops since Irizarry made his case law.
Is that how you say his name?
Irizarry, yeah.
I always
So that's
like
where that case law originated, was
Irizarry.
Lakewood.
That's how I imagine it.
Irizarry? It's close.
Yeah. Irizarry versus Ygir.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's honestly, it's people like that fight it and go all the way. That just creates such a better world for us, I think.
Absolutely.
Because that case law being so close to us helps us so much.
But you got to have the attorneys willing to do it. You just do. They're the ones.
It's just great to see that somebody else has exercised their rights and had their rights violated. Well, it's not great that somebody had their rights violated, but it's great that after that happened, they took it all the way. They didn't let go. They didn't forget about it. They didn't. People think this stuff's easy. You just hit up a lawyer, and it's like, yeah, but
No.
sometimes this stuff keeps you up.
Yep.
You can't just. It's accountability. We can't just let them do that, because then the next one's going to do it, and then the next one's going to do it. So we got to get this case law going, and the same way that guy's case law is going to help me, is helping you, is going to help many people. I think my case law, and
Yep.
I think it's going to help you.
Let's hope.
If it even gets there.
I don't know that Inglewood's ever going to change. At least Denver, they tone down, they go through periods of time where they're not killing people and beating the hell out of people because of lawsuits. That's why I say we're to the point of no return. So you just got to sue.
Cameras.
Yeah,
We need more cameras out there.
we do.
More people.
We need
boots
more
on the
brave
ground.
people. Everybody's scared. Nobody wants to take it on. Nobody, wants to go to jail.
And then they kind of paint that picture of a lone wolf when you do it by yourself.
Yep.
But nobody else wants to come out here and do it with me. So
Yeah.
what else am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm here. I'm here mostly for the long haul, I guess. Yeah, so we've done some live streams in the jail before over there. What you allow to happen, they will embrace. Aaron, you win the comment section today. Yep, another good point. Kyle, gotta have the bond money ready. The system will never change. Pray for a sensible jury. Yeah, but nobody wants to take anything to the box.
I would say that's one good thing. I never really had a bond that I always got PR'd, so.
Yeah, so we have some good bond laws in Colorado, but everybody's claiming that, the liberals have, set too many people free on our bond reform laws, which bottom line is that mostly comes down to judges. So, bye, Liberty Blair. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to peek around the corner there. The wind is horrendous. Cop watching has not been done in a while.
Oh, it was just done
See,
by...
people miss our cop watching. See, what are they? Are those animal control people?
Yeah.
We think? Let's go check out where they're from. Okay, so the wind's gonna blow. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. I think this is like a real small town. Oh, that's Centennial. Oh, okay. No big whoop. Then there's these jack wagons. Why don't they put that in the... So we have laws that forbid this now. Laws for thee, not for me, because nobody ever steals assault rifles out of cop cars. You see it in there? You have to lock your firearms up in your car now. You can't just have them out in the open like that, you lawbreaker. We have more gun laws to keep people safe. And you're out here fucking it up, State Patrol. I feel less safe. You could put the snow brush away. This is a mess-ass vehicle. What a mess. Oh, look at this. Isn't this pretty? What do you think of this car? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's double parked, taking up 2 parking spots. Who would be that asshole to come to a Just Us system and park a brand new car in 2 spots? That is some pretty red, isn't it? Oh, I sure like that car. A cop would do that? Can't park for crap though. Bohica. Well, why? Why would you fault this person for taking up 2 parking spots in the Just Us system? I wouldn't want anybody close to this car if it were mine. Oh, that's right. It is mine. Take it back, Bohica. Look at that. This is going to be our new cop watcher mobile. Not. I just wanted you to see it. Isn't it pretty? Uh-huh. Leather. Sunroof. Uh-huh. And then this jackwad has to come park next to me. Yeah, it was time for me to get a new car because, you know, I'm getting rich on YouTube and all. And I need to do something with all this money I got rolling in. Because I don't have a job. And all I do is pick on cops. I got you good, Bohica. I did get you good. Yeah, isn't this beautiful? I needed a new car. It was about time. I haven't had a new car in a lot of years. And I definitely fell in love with this one. Isn't it pretty? And it's just what I need. Mid-size SUV. I don't need a 3rd row seat. I want to see this fine ride that our friend is gonna get into here. But it's 4 o'clock and I'm gonna be stuck in major traffic in my new car, of course. Which is okay, I guess. That makes it okay. So it will be no mystery, you dumbass cops, if you see me in my new car. So I don't try to hide. I don't care. I don't need to hide. I just want to turn. I just got it 2 days ago. I'm still learning how to drive it. Oh, thanks, Bohica. I don't look too good today, I don't think. How do I just turn that on? I'm not feeling all that great. I like all the little chimes and bells and whistles in here too. Let's go to the top fans. Bohica, number 1. Bokamo, number 2. Irish Rover, number 3. I love it. Katie Kibben comes in at number 5. Freedom Scary comes in at number 20. Well, Luis, I don't know. I mean, I hope your ride's coming. But I got to go. I got to get back to my Slabarina. She had to have somebody babysit her today. So let's go say goodbye to our friends. Final farewell. But seriously, you guys, this was a big win. I don't know what Inglewood is thinking. Well, I do. They've been getting away with it for a long time. They're just not getting away with it anymore. Irish Rover, you've never had too many margaritas. If you can still type, that's not too many margaritas. Hi, Bradley. How are you? was hoping the state patrol jackwagon would come out here so I could ask him why he's got his gun out. He's gonna pull some bullshit that he's exempt. I want to ask him why he thinks he's above the law. Why he puts himself on a pedestal. Ding, ding, ding. It is pretty though. You guys, Mazda does the best red. Don't you think? Yeah. Well, you sure you don't want me to take you? Okay. He's just hemmed up in traffic.
Yeah,
All right.
Traffic is so bad lately.
Oh yeah, lately.
So bad.
It's bad 24/7. 7 days a week. Well, I'm going to split. So do you have any parting words? Everybody will have to wait to see your video. Go to his channel. He's got some parting words for us. We need to go stand over here because the wind is wicked.
So I have a quote. It states, "Those who expect to reap the blessing of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigue of supporting it." It's by Thomas Paine. So that's the quote. That's my closing statement, I guess.
Love it.
And I feel like that applies to me because I want to exercise my rights, and I feel like this is more than an inconvenience. It is fatigue. It's a fight, but I don't think freedom is free. Some people just think, oh, it's all right, we can just do it. No, you're gonna have to fight for it. Not all the time, but somebody did. So whether you pay for it or somebody else does, somebody's paying for it. And just like I love to take my my defense myself, as in self-defense, I'm not gonna wait for police to show up. Oh, somebody robbed me. I'm gonna take that into my own hands with the Second Amendment. And the same thing with freedom. I like to fight for my own rights. My father did for 20 plus years. He served in the military, and I appreciate him greatly for that. And so did a lot of other people, and I also appreciate all of them. But sometimes you got to do it yourself. So that's all I have to say.
You're incredible. I want to thank you. My generation should be doing more to support you. I hope they will. And the comments coming in here, just all in your favor of what a good man you are and will continue to be. So, thank you. We're proud of you. And I can say that because I am way old enough. I'm old enough to be your mother. You know that.
Yeah.
You are younger than my youngest. Yeah. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
See you later, okay?
See you later.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave now. The wind is cray cray. Thanks for being in here, you guys. Thanks for your support. We have to keep supporting these young folks that are willing to fight. Not guilty.